I'm going to write, design, and develop a brand new game. 2025's game is Get Relayed, a game for racists. Alright, 365 days to create Get Relayed from the ground up, and it starts right now! So, Get Relayed. It all started at the GalaxyCon in Raleigh. I was pounding Monster Energy drinks all day trying to sell games, down in White Claws alone in my hotel room at night. The idea came from watching the Olympics. My wife loves the Olympics. I think it should be the greatest thing that happens every 4 years. It's just been getting more and more meaningless and lame. But that gave me the idea to create just the ultimate display of athletic supremacy. I'm talking strength, speed, alcoholism, steroid abuse, domestic violence, just all the stuff that makes great athletes, all combined into one. Maybe not some of that stuff, but that's where this game's gonna go. Started in this notebook here with some rudimentary drawings and some notes that are mostly irrelevant now with the ideas. My original plan was to have 20 countries in every race. Now, regardless of how many people played, which is absurd and would have made the game awful, so we're not doing that. Finished up the checklist. First thing to do is work on that logo, because the one that I made for my release video was a piece of shit. It sucks. So now I'm wiping it off the face of the earth. First thing is make it look kind of like one of the running bibs. We're gonna add the logo in there. Some pins. Logo. Done. So the biggest challenge I'm going to be facing with this game is it's going to be a lot more art-driven and a lot less text-driven, which as a natural amateur copywriter is going to be tough. My first thought was to hire on one of the contacts that I've made through all of my horrible networking skills. Then I was like, well, then I don't have to pay them, which I don't want to spend any money on. Maybe I could use AI, but that's fucking bullshit. I might as well just do all the artwork myself. So the art style I'm going to be shooting for is going to be an homage to Backyard Baseball because one, the game fucking rocks, and two, the art's pretty simple. So a guy who can't draw and has taken one graphic art course in his life can probably replicate. Maybe. Worst case scenario is I just call my dad and have him draw stuff similar to this, but help me Jesus.
I feel like I want to God.
That looks like mostly shit, but not completely shit. So, 99 more to go. Problem was I had a resolution of 72. More like 1972. Piece of shit. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So mainly I've been sketching up these drawings for the characters, just using the likenesses of my friends and family members. So you see a face that you kind of recognize but are, you know, also kind of offended by. Just know that I can't draw for shit. And I love you. But you should be honored that you're incorporated in this game. So shut the fuck up. So I absolutely crushed it yesterday with these sketches, but today I had 3 beers while I was at work before I even came home. So today's sketch is probably not as good. So my toxic trait as a creator is jumping fully into a project and then thinking, hey, maybe it's a good time to make a new rap album. basically have a midlife crisis every year, which makes it tough to determine when I'm gonna die. It's also the reason that this board game company hasn't taken off, why my rap career hasn't started, why I was disqualified from Iron Chef. I mean, how many creative outlets are too many creative outlets? I'm at about 4 right now, and I would say too many would be 4. So basically what I've been doing is sketching these characters and just drawing on top of drawings until I get it right, and then redrawing it larger and then using a Sharpie. That way it sets some really good lines, but that seems like too many steps. So I'm going to try taking these drawings and then just drawing over top of them in Photoshop. Just doing everything the hard way. I don't have AI, I don't have Illustrator, I don't have a stylus, I don't even have the most updated Photoshop, but all I have is my borderline steady hand, and that's about it. Well, that looks like shit. Maybe I'll go over some of these with a thicker marker, save a step. Might take some extra cleanup on Photoshop, but we'll see. Okay, so that looks better. Saves me a step. Now you have essentially what is an introduction to Microsoft Paint. So I've been sketching the actual board while the Sixers are playing, not watching because they fucking suck. But here's kind of where we're at with the board. I know it looks a little complicated, but it's not. It's just a lot of drawings on top of other drawings on top of another drawing. So I think it's about done. We can just print it as is, right? Sometimes you just gotta get away to really focus on your work. Some people go to a coffee shop or a library. I go to the Loyalty Nissan in Chester, Virginia. So now I'm gonna have at least an hour and a half to 2 hours of undisturbed work while they do basic maintenance on my car. So the biggest undertaking in this project is going to be the actual board. It's going to be the first time that I'm making an actual board for UnBored Games. I know it's kind of hypocritical, but that's it. So what I have to do is take this and turn it into something coherent and not shitty looking. I'm going to be drawing some inspiration from this elementary school map of geography terms. So this thing's going to have a fjord, it's going to have a butte, a couple archipelagos, it's going to have it all. And it might look like shit. I don't know how to do that. So the board is coming along. I made a little starter icon, handoff icon for when you switch players at different junctures during the game. I'm not going to show how the map is progressing because I'm just going to show it all at the end of the video, so don't turn it off. You probably already did. So I'm trying out Dry January this year. I'm actually doing really, really well. I'm about 3 days a week I'm doing Dry January for this month, so it's really not as hard as people are making it out to be. So Dry January is over. It's time to start February. It's nights like these where I take the opportunity to start naming some of these characters. When I have a couple of drinks, I think of some of these great names like Uncle Fug, Reverend Tony Bones, La Di Donna Marconi, Greta Glug. And since most of the drawings of the characters are based off of my friends and family, just know that whoever ends up with the name Guzzle DeSantos, it wasn't personal. So I've been watching too much basketball. I try to draw my friend who plays basketball, and ended up with Tyrese Halliburton. That's not what he looks like. God damn it. Now he looks like Fred VanVleet. Well, now I'm just drawing Allen Iverson. So I'm about halfway towards releasing this game, and I haven't crossed anything off of this list. I'm like halfway done, about half of this stuff. So that means that's like 100. So half plus half is done. Anyway, I'm gonna half cross off some of this stuff to make me feel a lot better about my progress here, which is done.
Not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So I've got 68 characters, hand drawn and then hand edited on the computer. And in an effort to make this game as diverse as possible with the characters, I've started keeping a tally on how well I'm doing with that. And since the majority of the characters are based off my closest friends and family, I'm quickly getting overloaded with white dudes. Which, I mean, for a racing game, just means your team is going to be a lot slower. So that means any of my fringe friends, second level family members, co-workers, the entire state of Massachusetts, vegan restaurant owners, they're probably not going to be in the game.
Absolutely. Don't tell me what the fuck to do.
So I just got the pricing for how much it's going to cost me to produce this game. I'm going to put it together live with you so we can all be surprised. We're going to start off at 50 units, which is what I did last time. Per unit, we're looking at 33, 42. Shipping, 350 divided by 50. That's $7 per unit. The sample is going to cost $190. And then to ship to you, it will be $763. Which brings us to a per unit cost for me of $51.85, which is what we in the industry call too much. So that's going to wholesale at $103.70 and retail at $207.40. That's a lot of money. Am I going to charge $207.40 for this game? No. The real question is, will I make money this time? We crunch these numbers here. Oh shit. Looks like no again. But let me crunch these again. Hang on a second. Okay. Crunching doesn't do anything. I'm leaning towards like 55, which those margins are pretty slim. I've got nothing else today. So today's Sunday. I am taking off all of next week from my job, mainly for my sanity, because I am losing my fucking mind over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock out a huge chunk of this game with all that free time, because who doesn't want to use their time off to do more work? So Monday, I'm going to start with the instruction manual. Start off nice and easy, should be the easiest part of the process. Work my way into working when I shouldn't be. Tuesday, we're going to tackle the big project of the actual board and the artwork for the board. All I'm going to need is some coffee, some cocaine, some Adderall, and an art degree, and then I'll have it finished. Wednesday, I'll finish up the characters. I have about 20 left that I haven't done my shitty art on. Thursday, we'll finish up the box art. And Friday is the 4th of July. It would be un-American to do any work. So, I'm proud to be an American. So day one of my staycation. Yes, I'm wearing the same thing as yesterday, but I'm on vacation. Shut the fuck up. Decided to cancel my morning run because, I got a little bit of a sore throat coming on and I'm a little tired from pickleball. Shut the fuck up. I'm on vacation. Doesn't matter. So that'll give me a couple hours. I was planning on running 13 miles, but I'll just double up and run a full marathon tomorrow. So yeah, now that I have all this extra time, I guess I'll get cracking on instruction manual. So I had a beer with lunch, and then I took a 2-hour nap. Let's see what we got. So we got all the instructions typed up, the design for the background, I got the spaces, that way it's kind of related to the game. And on the back here, we got all of our countries to pick from, real places, again. I had this kind of scribbly background, just kind of like fits with the theme of sloppy artwork, where it's like, oh, maybe that's like his style choice, not like, oh, he's just not good at graphic design. So yeah, overall, pretty productive day. So Monday was good enough. So we're on day 2 of staycation. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt again. Get off my fucking back. I'm on vacation. I did go for a run this morning. I fell a little short of the 26.2 miles that I promised yesterday. I ran 2.2, so I have 24 miles to run tomorrow on top of the half marathons, so that's 37.1 miles that I plan on running tomorrow just to make up for it, you know. Today is the big project, which is the board. I've laid down a little bit of a decent foundation, but there's a lot of details I need to go into to make sure it doesn't look like a 5-year-old made it on Microsoft Paint. The first step is painstakingly moving all of the spaces around so that way they kind of flow instead of just being, you know, just triangles. So, fun fact, there are 25 spaces per leg of this relay race, with the 5th leg being 26 spaces. So it'll average out to 26.2 spaces per leg. So essentially each character is running their own marathon. And there are 10 different trails. So let me crunch the numbers here. That means there are roughly 250 spaces for me to individually arrange so that way it looks interesting and gives you a bunch of different options. Yes, that's part one. I've already crushed my coffee. Couldn't get my hands on any cocaine. Did get my nose on some. So I've been flying around for 3 hours this morning. My 20-year-old Photoshop that I refused to upgrade because it costs money took a complete shit. Where this little graphic here that should have taken maybe 5 minutes to make took me about 25. Let's zoom in and take a look at it. It's me zooming in real time. Click it 3 times. Here's one zoom. There you go. That's how long every click is taking right now. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. At this rate, I'm never going to finish this shit. So I restarted my computer, calmed down a little bit, had a peanut butter and jelly, shut up. Now it's time to get on to phase 2 of working on this map, which is adding all the little details, which are mostly going to help with aesthetics, but more importantly, I kind of want to tell a story with the map. You know, giving a visual reason of why the spaces go the way they do, why you're able to cheat in certain spots, what the challenges are. Just making it kind of fun to look at. So day 2 of staycation, I did about 7 hours of work. I feel good, hair looks bad, but overall, productive day. Day 3 of staycation, wearing the same shirt again, get over it. It's rainy, so I didn't get a run in, but I did some yoga this morning, and I feel centered. Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Today's task is to draw the remaining characters to round out the crew of 100. So I've hit my quota for dudes, and I've run out of women that I'm friends and family with. So to make sure that there's an even amount of men and women, I'm pretty much just drawing women that I'm attracted to. So that's not weird, right? So we got Nia Long, Sofia Vergara, shit, I haven't put my wife in the game yet. So I knocked out 16 drawings. Felt weird about just drawing women I'm attracted to. So I stopped doing that and just started making up weird looking women. Oh, I changed my shirt. I don't mean to brag, but I left my house to get lunch today. So let's get the art done on these. So I have all but 5 characters done. So Wednesday was mostly good. Thursday, last day of my staycation checklist. It's 8:55 p.m. I haven't done anything, so we're just gonna chalk this one as an L. And yeah, we're just gonna call it. So I just finished the first draft on all the artwork for all 100 characters. And now the fun part is the back of the card, where I get to do the tedious work of adding in all of these skills and abilities 100 times again. Now, did I do that 2 days ago and just film my explanation today? There's no way to tell. exactly 1 month away from launching the Kickstarter. I'm going to use today to knock out the box art. So the concept art, which I drew on this tiny piece of paper for some reason, is essentially going to be my second favorite player, Kenny Sexy, handing off the baton to my favorite player, little homie Turlet, and maybe some chaos and some map elements in the background. This is going to be the first artwork that is not going to be 100% text, so really trusting my amateur art abilities. So, not completely done yet, but the box kind of resembles the game. Poorly drawn art, fun, smiles, sweat, pain, and Sherman-Williams on a hand glider. So the back of the box is going to be more about functionality, where I have this fake little scoreboard where you can keep track of all the records of who've played and who's won. Now from a logistics standpoint, it would make sense to have that on the inside of the box to make it easier to write, but that probably costs more money to decorate the inside of the box, so we're going to do it right here. What else would you put on the back of the box? A butt?
Bagged a couple honeys at the day club. Paper stacking habit, eyeball test was makeup. Duck and shaker, it don't come with the pay stub. The twinkle on the yacht master lemonade plus.
So circling back to my board here, and I'm concerned that these spaces are way too small. So I'm going to have to go through a very tedious and time-consuming process of making them bigger. It's only 251 of them, but who's counting? So, slightly resizing one of these triangles somehow fucks them all up. So now I'm looking at the best, largest image of a triangle, and I'm gonna redo all of it. Might be a little more tedious, but it's gonna be right. Now the good thing about making these much larger is it's going to take up much more space and make the art look less shitty, but it is going to look a lot more confusing, so might not be as good of a drinking game. So that was like a reasonable sized triangle, right? Very regular sized, substantial, satisfying. I'd fuck that triangle. Well, I got my piece augmentation done, and it only took 3 nights. So I'm sending over the files for the first draft, so that way I can get a sample made, so that way I can have a physical copy before the Kickstarter kickstarts. I've got the game to a point where it's functional. It's not perfect, but I have 53 days to get it perfect. So we'll see how it turns out when it gets here. So we're 1 month away from ending the Kickstarter, and I haven't launched the Kickstarter yet. I'm still waiting on the sample. I was given a 3-week lead time on it, and I kind of waited until the last minute to submit the artwork. Whose fault is that? I blame tariffs or something like that, probably. So I'm supposed to have the sample next week, which means it will be a short Kickstarter, probably about 3 weeks. But they recommend a short one. I've been doing 60-day ones. That hasn't been working out. So maybe a short one is the way to go. Maybe I'll just do a 1-day Kickstarter. Really get the buzz going, stress the urgency, because this is important. There's no time to waste. Alright, today's a big day. So big that I'm sitting on the floor because today's the day that I got a sample. First of all, A+ job taping this up. Package security is elite right now. Let's do a How much tape did they use? Fuck me. Here it is. Get relayed. Rule book. Rule sheet. It's clean. Oh, most important part. Board. My first time making an actual board. Turned out way bigger than I thought. I was worried about the spaces not being big enough for the pieces. It's just right. Alright, we got our erasers. Ooh, look who's right on the front. The hottest guy in the game. Take these stickers. Game piece. Runner. Put them in a piece. I will say I'm thoroughly satisfied. All the artwork I was worried about with the board, and having to redo stuff. Yeah. Obviously I need to touch some stuff up and add more details, but overall, it's pretty fucking fire. Hell yeah. Now, if I wasn't so tired and it didn't take me an hour to put my baby to bed, I will be filming the video for the Kickstarter because we are 2 weeks behind and they've already rejected my Kickstarter, so I saw that coming because they don't. Alright, we got some real work to do now. Clock's ticking. But I did waste time. A lot of it actually. But got the video filmed, terrible lighting and all. Everything's all set and the Kickstarter is launched. So all we have left to do is pray.
Alright, so it's day one of the Get Relayed Kickstarter. I feel like there's no better way to promote a game about running than by running a mile every day. Alright, here we go. On your right.
So we're 2 weeks in to the Kickstarter. Pre-orders just don't seem to be there. So, putting on my CEO hat and making the tough call, gonna have to cancel the Kickstarter effectively and get relayed. I think I made a great game here. Put a lot of work and time into it. Some birds are just too beautiful for the sky. Just wasn't meant to be. Booger. So maybe the right person will see this video, it'll go viral and we'll get a second shot at this, but for now it's time to move on. There's only one thing left to do.
Father, don't speak. Father, don't speak. Father, don't speak, 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 speak. Father, don't speak. I'm too weak. I'm too weak. I'm too weak, 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 weak. I'm too weak. I got boulders. I gotta get off my chest and shoulders. And I gotta get off my feet. I thought thought this was a cheat. I thought this was a cheat. Oh wait, the smart peeps separated from the incomplete bleep bleep. What happened to that bounty for the meek? When I robbed from the rich goons, knocked out my teeth. What happened to that bounty for the meek? When I robbed from the rich goons, knocked out my teeth. What happened to guardian angels? God won't give you nothing that you can't handle. Running like Randall, son, scandal, son. Bad guys never win nothing with the song done. Right, father? Right, father? Why would I bother? With Catholicism if I wasn't trying to get dollars. If I wasn't trying to get dollars.